Every founder secretly fears this one mistake that could destroy their business overnight. When we talk about the worst nightmares that founders face in business, we're not just talking about minor setbacks or temporary roadblocks. We're talking about the kind of catastrophic failures that can keep you up at night, sweating bullets and wondering how you'll ever recover. The kind of failures that can destroy your business, your reputation, and your self-confidence, all in one fell swoop. Maybe it's the fear of losing investors or facing fierce competition. Maybe it's the fear of being replaced or of being outperformed by a newer, sleeker rival. Whatever the fear, it's a constant, nagging presence that can be overwhelming at times. One of the biggest fears that founders face is the fear of failure itself. This fear can be paralyzing, causing founders to second-guess themselves at every turn and to doubt their ability to succeed. One of the most insidious fears that founders face is the fear of being wrong, the fear of making a critical mistake that sets their business back, or of committing to a strategy that ultimately fails. This fear can be so intense that it can cause founders to freeze up, unable to make decisions or take action. Now, let's look at some of these real-life nightmares that came true. Remember the story of Groupon, a company that was once valued at over $15 billion. Groupon's growth was explosive, but it was also unsustainable. The company faced intense competition, struggled to maintain profitability, and eventually saw its valuation plummet. The founder, Andrew Mason, was fired in 2013, and the company has since struggled to regain its footing. Ever heard of Juicero? A company that raised $120 million in funding to create a high-end juicer. The company was founded in 2013, and by 2017 it had shut down. The juicer was criticized for being overpriced, and the company was plagued by supply chain issues and customer complaints. The founder, Doug Evans, was left to deal with the fallout. One of the most dramatic case studies of a founder's worst nightmare is the story of Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos. The company was valued at over $9 billion, and Elizabeth was hailed as the next Steve Jobs. But it all came crashing down when it was revealed that the company's technology didn't work, that the blood testing devices were inaccurate, and that the company was engaged in a massive fraud. Elizabeth Holmes is now facing criminal charges, and the company has shut down. One of the most dramatic case studies of a founder's nightmare is that of an American company, Webvan, the online grocery delivery service that raised over $1 billion in funding before going bankrupt in 2001. The company's founder, Louis Borders, had a vision of changing the way people shop for groceries, but he failed to deliver on that promise. The company's collapse was swift and brutal, leaving thousands of employees without jobs and investors with massive losses. The Webvan story is a stark reminder of the importance of focus, discipline, and execution in business. It's a reminder that even with the best ideas and the most funding, success is never guaranteed. And it's a reminder that the line between success and failure is often razor thin. But what can we learn from these mistakes? What can we learn from the nightmares that other founders have faced? The answer is simple. Awareness and preparation are key. Founders need to be aware of the potential pitfalls that lie ahead, and they need to prepare for them. They need to have a plan in place for when things go wrong, and they need to be flexible and adaptable in the face of uncertainty. So, what's the takeaway from today's video? It's that the worst nightmares that founders face in business are real, and they're scary. But they're not inevitable. With awareness, preparation, and a healthy dose of paranoia, founders can overcome even the most daunting challenges. So, what's your biggest fear in business? Share it with us in the comments below, and don't forget to check out our other videos for more insights and inspiration on your entrepreneurial journey.